You're listening to Y108 number one for commercial free country. We are broadcasting live from the Rivers Casino for Y108's 8-man jam 8 tonight. And I got Devin Dawson, the clever Devin Dawson here with me tonight.
What up? How are you guys?
Hanging in there. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I've had the last couple weeks off, which has been nice to be home for the first time in like a year and a half. Get to write a couple songs, figure out what's next in the studio and all that. But it's good to be back. Like, I just miss traveling. It's like the grass is always greener. So it's good to be back in Pittsburgh and doing the thing.
Yeah, you've been up to a lot of cool stuff recently. And I want to start with your 6-show California Smoke Tour that benefited the California Fire Foundation. You raised over $12,000 through those shows? Yeah. I mean, that is amazing.
I think it was $12,463.
Yes, down to the penny.
Yeah, which was, I mean, I'm from California, so to do something to give back, it's kind of on the end of my album cycle, so it was like, I don't know if I'll ever get to play this whole album in its entirety again with, you know. So there was a lot of things to come back to California and do something philanthropy for charity, raise money. It was really dope. And
the timing for that was really good, especially because of all the tragedy that they've seen over the last year.
Yeah, I mean, we played in Chico. We did some stuff in Southern California too, but I mean, there was so many people in Chico that had lost their homes or their mom had lost their homes, and we gave away free tickets and VIP packages, and we kind of just made this thing where like people can just come, forget about their troubles for a night, have a good time, and raise some money for it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think raising the money was awesome, but giving those people something to look forward to and something to be happy about for a little bit means just as much.
Yeah, like I said, forget your troubles, come have a beer and dance along and sing along, you know?
Good stuff. Such good stuff. So you just wrote Blake Shelton's new song, God's Country, and you got to sing harmonies on part of the song. What was that like?
Honestly, okay, so I wrote the song with my friend Hardy. Do you know Hardy yet?
I don't.
Okay, Hardy's a brand new country artist. He's such a beast.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for a while. My brother plays drums in his band. He's just kind of part of the family.
Yeah.
And it was honestly his idea, and we kind of just kicked it around and made it happen and wrote it on a Thursday. Somehow by Monday it was recorded. They needed to get it out, asked me to sing a harmony. It's like we try our whole lives to get these songs, and then it just happens all of a sudden without us really trying, which is kind of just like a moral for the story, you know?
Well, and without you even getting a chance to breathe or take it in.
Honestly, like before, like I don't even know if I got the demo back yet, and it was like he'd heard it somehow, and it's honestly a dream come true. Like he is one of my idols. I love his voice. I love his artistry, his mannerisms, him as a man, everything, you know. And so for him to want to be the voice of that song, that it's really special to me. It's cool.
So this wasn't something that you wrote with him in mind. This was something that you were just writing, and he heard it and wanted it.
Right. I don't necessarily write ever with anyone in mind. I think sometimes that's forcing it. Like, I think you got to serve the song above the artist sometimes. Like, serve the song, let the song say what it wants to be. Right. And we, honestly, I think, if anything, we were writing for Hardy because he was the one that ended up singing it. But I think somebody just sent it to Blake that weekend, and he was, like, on his tractor, literally in Oklahoma, and he heard it. It was, like, God's country. It was just, like, a moment, you know? Yeah. And that's somebody else telling us that it was meant to be, you know?
Absolutely. Is it hard to give up those songs, though, after you pour your soul into it, especially something that's so quick and, like, you know, it's obviously very emotional?
Yeah, I think you don't want to give up your best songs, quote unquote, you know? Right. Hardy has had a lot of other, you know, artists, whether it's Morgan Wallen or he wrote Up Down or Florida Georgia Line, so many songs that he's written for them. And so I think he's used to kind of figuring out which ones are going to be able to be pitched and go away or which ones he's going to hold on to. And for me, like, I'm lucky to have this very kind of niche, specialized thing that I do within country music. And for me, God's Country, like I said, was more of Hardy's voice. And so it wasn't a matter of me keeping it for myself. It was really up to him if he wanted to or not. And I'm glad he wanted to give it away.
So now that you're kind of in Blake Shelton's pocket there, are we thinking, like, would you love to do a collaboration with him?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I don't know what that looks like. I know we're going to sing together at CMA Fest coming up in the next week or so. I'm going to sing God's Country with him. But we're on the same label. You know, we hang and drink and all that stuff. And if it's right when we can write a song or sing something together that makes sense, then hell yeah, I want to do it.
Hell yeah, I would love to see that. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for you.
Me too.
Yes. So you just did a show at the Opry, back at the Opry last weekend, but this time you had a very special guest. Oh. Your nephew's Flat Stanley.
Yes. Do you know what Flat Stanley is?
Okay, so I kind of know, but can you explain it to me again?
Yeah. So Flat Stanley is like in the class I don't know the story. Essentially, like something falls on him and he gets flattened, and people feel bad, so they take him around the world. Something along those lines.
God, I love it.
So he's from LA. He sent me his flat Stanley in the mail, and essentially I'm supposed to kind of just take pictures with it. I actually have it in my backpack. Should I go get it real quick?
Yes, are we going to be flat Stanley'd?
Really quick.
We're going to break. Oh my gosh, we're about to be flat Stanley'd. Flat Stanley is coming to Y108, 8-man jam. How cool is this?
That's not funny. That's not funny. Security style. That's not funny. Whoa. I said,
Whoa. Poor me. I can't wait to ask Warren Wallen about that.
he has another one of those in that song. I'm going to, is everybody going for me? I'm going down the stage.
All right, I'm back.
And Flat Stanley is officially back after the break.
I'm back with my friend Flat Stanley here. Yeah, this is my little nephew Ari's Flat Stanley. So he mailed this to me, and we were at the Opry the other night, Saturday sold out show, and I took a selfie as Flat Stanley. I guess, which so
The big crowd behind you.
yeah, and honestly, like all I just want for him to have the best Flat Stanley in his class. Like, and I think I've already accomplished that, but this is like cherry on the cake right here, man. I love it.
You're gonna have to take a selfie with the 8-man jam crowd tonight.
Yep, right on the water. Yeah, I know, right? Gosh, I've set a precedent now. I know.
Yeah, you've really set the bar high for yourself.
He better be the best one in class.
I think you definitely have that one.
Well, Stanley can chill here for a second.
But yeah, Stanley's gonna hang out with us for the rest of the interview. But I have 4 nieces and a nephew myself, and it's quite possibly my favorite title I've ever had was being an aunt. Is that how you feel about being an uncle?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I think so it's my cousin's son, which technically I think is my second cousin.
Yeah.
But he's my nephew.
He's your nephew.
That's what he is, But yeah, it's awesome. It's cool when I get to go to LA. Like we played the Staples Center with Tim and Faith, and they got to come up and hang on the bus with us.
Oh my gosh.
And we were backstage, and like my guys in my band play Fortnite, which is a video game, and they all play. Like she has 3 kids, and I was like, "You guys want to go to the bus and play Fortnite?" They're like, "Yes!" Like they were literally like, "Oh my god."
They're gonna floss and everything all the way.
Yeah, I feel like I'm destined to be the cool uncle. You know what I mean?
Right?
So I'll take it. Yeah.
It's the best title ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you get to give them all the sugar and then send them back home.
That's right, and then they get to deal with everything after that. Yeah.
That's exactly it. So you are engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you. I am engaged. Yeah, I'm excited.
It looks like Mom and Bae get along real well. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, you're talking about. I posted this picture that I don't even know who took it. Somebody sent me this candid, kind of blurry picture of Leah and my mom taking tequila shots at my hometown show. What else do I need to say?
I mean, really, you really got the best crew around you.
It's honestly so cool just to see them bonding, because we don't get to spend a lot of time with my family. Because I live in Nashville, she lives in Nashville. Her family's in Florida, my family's in California. So when we get to spend the time together, it's like I picked the right thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's really nice. So how did you propose, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, I'll try to get a short story. I grew up in Northern California, and I love San Francisco. Like did a lot of growing up there, and she'd never been. So I took her to San Francisco for the weekend for our 2-year anniversary, and I think she suspected that I was probably gonna propose. It's like 2 years is like.
That's the point.
Make a move or move on, you know what I mean? Which sounds like a song. I don't know what happened.
Woo, look at that.
You heard it here first, I guess. Blake Shelton's next single. No, I'm just kidding. So we just kind of went around the city through the weekend, and I showed her Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 39, Ocean Beach, Golden Gate Park, the Presidio, Ghirardelli Square, all the things that I love, Twin Peaks. And I think at all these little things, she thought I was going to propose because it's like sunset, all these things, and I didn't, right? And then we went to Napa to hang out with my dad because that's where he grew up, and had dinner and wine, and I thought she thought I was going to do it there, and I didn't do it.
Throwing her off the scent every chance you could.
I wanted to try to surprise her, and so Sunday was our actual anniversary, and Saturday night we're driving back from Napa. It's 11:30, and my plan was to do it as midnight rolled into to our anniversary, And I could tell she was she probably hate me for saying this. I could tell she was a little off, a little bummed, a little pissed off. Yeah. He's not going to do it.
I was that way, so yeah, I get it.
Told all my friends, told my mom or whatever. Yeah. And so it's 11:45, we get back to the hotel, and I'm like, baby, let's just go have a nightcap on the roof or something, So we get up in the elevator, and she gets out, and I convinced the hotel to let us have the entire rooftop to ourselves that night. And so it was candles and our songs playing and the whole thing. So.
Oh, I'm crying. I have to sit back because that was a lot. That was beautiful. That was so beautiful. You really thought that one through.
I did it right, yeah, and it worked out well. Like, I love that she was kind of mad before it happened.
Yes.
Like, I feel like that's part of the story.
Yes, absolutely. You always want her to be mad a little bit before, because then it makes it happening so much better.
Yeah, and it was, she was bawling and her favorite champagne and all that.
Good job.
The best thing though is like after you've done it and she says yes and all this, it's like then you get to like debrief, like, so did you know, or what did you know, or like, because you can't really have that conversation before, so
you get to tell everybody everything, like when you went and got the ring and what the story was and how everything got messed up along the way.
Exactly, and the right mess ups and all that, and so now we're planning a wedding and getting married in October, late October, and yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations. I'm so excited for you.
Life is great, man. I'm chilling. Like, it's
living the good life.
Oh, and we're going to have a great time tonight. So
yes, tonight is going to be awesome. What do you have planned for us?
We're only playing 3 songs, which maybe I can play them faster and get 4 in. I don't know.
I think we could do that.
David Lee Murphy's next to me. We've played a couple shows together. I always try to get him to let me sing Dust on the Bottle with him. But I think I'm going to try to sing God's Country tonight. So get my version of it. And then All on Me and maybe a little Dark Horse too.
I love it. I'm super stoked for that lineup, and I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, thanks y'all for having me.